Hey guys, give me just a minute. I gotta clean my glasses where I can see. How's everybody doing today? I hope you're doing good. Let's see who else here. I see the Lambs here. How you doing, Lamb? Good to see you. Mayhem. I got the flag right this week, huh? Okay. That's awesome. I know before it looked like it was on backwards or upside down or whatever, but honestly, it's hanging the right. I looked it up online to make absolutely certain that that I had the flag hung the right way. I didn't want to improperly fly the flag. Let me turn this down just a minute. I'll turn the air conditioner down a little bit. But I did get a new remote to my my air conditioner. My other one, I don't remember what stream it was, but I had a can of lacquer thinner sitting here on the workbench, and I adjusted the air conditioner, and I wasn't looking, and I just kind of set it off to the side and kind of dropped it. Well, I dropped it in the can of lacquer thinner, so it ate it up pretty good. So I went ahead and got a new remote. So it's working good now. I like having it. It's nice to have the climate control out here in the shop. But at any rate.
So you got quite a few folks here already.
I see Carl made it in. Hey Bob, see you're here. Phil, good to see you, buddy. Yeah, Bob, I hope everything's going good. I know you and Miss Lynn had some medical things going on. I hope that sorted itself out.
I do too. I hope Miss Lynn's doing well.
Yeah. I see Marky D made it. Hey, Mark D.
Lee S is here, but he only has 4% battery on his phone, so he may not
that's
be
okay.
able to talk. So we'll just say hi to him.
Okay, hi, Lee S. Glad you're here.
Phil, Mayhem. Katrina is here also. Lambys here. Carl H, obviously. Yep, I think we're caught up so far.
Awesome. That's fantastic. So right off the bat, I'll get this out of the way. The last stream, I mentioned to Mark Dennison to show me his pizza cutter that I had built him. And the reason that I wanted to see that was because I've changed the way that I make the discs. I added a little bit of a design. Some of you guys may have seen the misses that I did for her. But basically, this is the new design. It's just, it's got some holes in it just to give it a design. To be honest with you, I was playing with my indexing head over there the other day and went ahead and made up a pizza disc. So I'll be sending this to you, Mark. So surely you got the tools, you can change it out. I don't think you'll have any problem with that. I see Jimmy Riddle just popped up. How you doing, Jimmy Riddle?
Hi, Jimmy.
Glad to see you. I hope you're feeling better.
For sure.
Yeah. But at any rate, Mark, that's what's coming to you. I'll get it in the post in the next day or two. We love you, Jimmy.
Yes, we do love, everybody loves
And
Jimmy.
happy late birthday. That's why we got the flag ups for you, buddy. It's
That's
your birthday. Right. So I left the British flag up for you. I try to honor you guys. That's the least I can do, you know. Try to keep you guys in mind, give you a shout out. And I'll give a shout out to Kevin Godding. He reached out to me earlier. He's not going to be able to come to the stream. I think it's a bit too late for him in his work schedule. So Kevin, I hope you're watching the replay. And I love the picture of the dog that you drew.
Yeah.
It was, I got to looking at the picture, and you know, a lot of us thought that was Warrant. But the more I look at that picture, I'm kind of thinking it's Diva. She has a little bit more brown on her than Warrant does. So, but nevertheless, I loved it. It was fantastic. When I asked him to draw it, I sent him a picture of both dogs, and he knocked that out, and it's awesome. I love it.
It's beautiful. Thank you so much, Kevin. That was so sweet.
All right, I guess we'll talk about what we're talking about today and what we're going to do. But first off, I've got a few things I need to ask Lammy about this print that he sent me. I don't know who did this print. It's a little bit different format than what I'm used to seeing and drawing myself. So I just want to make certain on the print, you don't need me to countersink those two holes that are next to the switch, right? Just let me know if you will on that. And the only other question I had, and we'll talk more about the print here in a minute, but the only other question I had was on this print. I'll show it to you. These two holes right here are the holes that you don't want me to countersink, right? My other question, are they also 4mm? Because on the on this print, it shows that hole is a 4mm hole, and that's the only reference I get to any of the holes. So if you don't mind, be a good old chap and measure that out for me so I don't overcut it or whatever. Other than that, I think I've got the print figured out, but I don't know how they do things over there. Carl, you may can enlighten me on this, but over here, whenever I do a print, if you look, the way that they did this print, okay, they give you full dimensions, right? Well, whenever I draw a print out, I'm going to turn the camera down to the deck here. Okay, so whenever I draw out a print, I usually pick an end that I'm going to start at, like this end. Of course, I'll give the overall dimensions, of course, but I usually start at this end, and I go, actually, hold one, I've got a picture of the way I do it. All right, this is a little bit better for me to explain to you guys how I do things. So whenever I do a print, I have a starting edge. And as you can tell, each line represents the center of a machine portion. So this would be the center, that'd be the center, this would be the center, and I usually draw the measurements on these lines. Well, the way that this print is drawn, it gives me the dimension from this hole to this hole, and then it gives me dimensions from this hole to this hole, and this hole to this hole. Well, aside from these little dimensions right here, I didn't really have a place to start. So what I had to do, and this is the workpiece we're going to be using tonight. I see Charlie just popped in. How you doing, Charlie? I enjoyed the song you did Monday. Good job, buddy.
And did you see what Lamb just said also?
Put a picture in the Discord. Okay, thanks, Lamb. I'm going to pull that up on my iPad right now so I can see that.
Okay, I can pull it too if you need me to. Okay.
No, I've got dual screen on my iPad.
Okay.
Which one? On Lamb Discord? Okay, you direct message me. I see what's going on now.
Okay.
All right, I'm having difficulty here. What the is the problem? Oh, okay. I'm assuming this is the picture of the screw holes, right? Okay, so they just used probably like a flat bottom wood screw, which brings me to another question for you, Lammy. I didn't think about screws for this. Do you have some stainless screws or some brass screws, or are you going to handle that on your end? Let me know. But anyway, what I was saying, so I had to measure completely across this piece, find the center of it, divide it in half so that I could figure out and get the proper distance between these two holes, because I don't want these holes shifted one side or the other. So that's exactly what I did. I took and divided all the measurements in half and jotted them down. For example, this one's 79.9, which I've got set up on my caliper already. So I found the center off of this edge here, made a mark, and then I moved in 75 millimeters to this first hole. And we're going to lay all this out here in just a second. But at any rate, I came back to my center point. I made a scribe line there, and then I came to the other side and made a scribe line. So that was really the only way I could figure out how to actually start laying the part out. So the print's a little bit different to me, but I'm going to be using the DRO. And I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to start in the proper location of this hole, and I'm going to use the DRO and check these measurements between each one, if that makes sense to you guys. And I want to see if it comes out the way that I lay it out on the brass. So, but anyway.
And Lambie said he's going to use his own screws.
Okay.
Did you catch that?
Okay. Okay. I didn't, but I'm looking now.
Okay.
Let me get rid of this. I don't need this. Okay. I just found a feature on my iPad I didn't even know I had.
Before you get to really working, you might want to see what Joe Clark just said. Hi, Joe. By the way, I see you.
Hey, Joe. All right, let me get back down here. Joe says, hey, Captain, just dropped in to say hi. We'll catch the replay. Had a question about building a bracket to hold a sickle bar pruner for my four-wheeler. Sometime want to pick your brain. Hey, no problem, Joe. No problem. And you've also got my email. You can reach out that way, Discord or however, man. Just send me a correspondence and I'll get working on it. And say hi to Tina. I hope everybody's doing good.
Yes, hello to Tina. We hadn't seen her in a while. We miss her.
All right, let me move some of the stuff out of the way. And by the way, for those of you who haven't seen them, this is one of the knobs that I built for Lammy. Lamb, you see how I turned that over on its edge? I'm trying to get it on the TV where you... There we go. How does that look? I hope you like that.
Yeah, he likes it, he says.
Fantastic. All right.
Good, good.
So, I was talking to some of my buddies at work, telling them, the stream, what we were going to do tonight. And the biggest concern I have with this entire project is this slot right here. Okay, that's a 2mm slot, and it's 125 thousandths thick material. Well, the only thing I have that I can cut that with, well, it's not the only thing, but it's the best thing that I want to use, is this little bitty end mill. This is a 2mm end mill. Camera's having a hard time focusing. There we go. So what I'm going to do, I can't, the way these are made, I can't plunge into the steel like a drill bit, or the brass rather, because it will break them. These things are super fragile. So what I have to do is I'll have to drill a pilot hole that's 2mm to stick this down in, and I'll drill one on each end. And what I'll do is I'll drop down in that hole, and I can only go 10 thousandths at a time. That's the maximum that I can do on this bit. This bit's supposed to turn at, I think, 6,000 RPM, and my machine only goes to like 4,500. I can't remember. And so I can't get the bit turning fast enough, so I have to slow everything way down. But I've used them. They work good in the right configuration and, material and all that. You just got to work with your speeds and feeds. Carl, I'm sure you know all about what I'm talking about. But at any rate, that's going to be the end mill we use right there, and it is tiny.
I got a couple of things.
Okay.
On if you don't care.
Yep.
Number one, I think I read this right, that today might be Joe Clark's birthday. They're getting ready for a celebration.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so happy birthday,
Happy birthday, Joe Clark. Happy birthday, buddy.
And Stigster is here.
Hey, Stig.
Stig. And
Swanton77. How you doing, buddy?
He's up at the mountain.
Yeah, you're in your cabin, right? Up in the mountains?
And he says it's -2.
Oh, God, no.
Woo!
Nope. Stig, you'll be coming to see me, brother. I'm sorry, but that ain't going to work for me. You're going to have to come down here where it's warm.
I couldn't handle it either. That's too much for me now.
Hell no. That's too
Lambie
cold.
wants to make sure to let you know to give her plenty of lube.
I will. Actually, I have to use the, I can't use sex, well, I can. I have to use the aluminum cutting sex butter. The cutting oil that I usually use what happens on these slots, because I'm cutting such a small amount off at a time, it's almost like freaking pixie dust or something. It looks like glitter. And if I use the other oil, what happens is it ends up balling up in that little bitty slot, and it tries to break my bit. So what I usually do, the first cut, I'll go ahead and use the aluminum cutting oil, and then from then on out, I just keep my air blower close to it, and I'm able to clean it out so we don't have any problems.
Yeah, Lee, I think Lee knew what was coming next because he said butter.
Yep.
Yep.
So I'm just going to take some marking dye, layout dye, go right down the middle, get that a minute to dry. It doesn't take very long, and we'll start setting up. Like I said, I'm going to go ahead and scribe these holes, but I'll be interested to see what the DRO comes up with as far as the accuracy. There's my 2 start holes right here. Make a straight edge. Okay, where is it?
Captain, have you lost something?
No, I found it.
Okay, while you're getting ready, can you explain to Lee what DRO is, please?
DRO is a acronym for digital readout. I'll tell you what, let me pan the camera over here to my lathe. This is my DRO, okay? And what it does, you've got 2 axes. This is the x-axis, so whenever I move the cradle, you can see the numbers move and change. And I can zero it out and come back to the same number. The one on the bottom, if I zero it out, now you can see the cross slide going in and out, or the compound rather. This is the DRO that was in a couple of video backs that I lost my ground in my shop, and it just burned it all to pieces. Well, thanks to Mark Dennison, I was able to repair it myself with his help and guidance without electrocuting myself, and it saved me about $400 on shipping. I would have had to ship it out to California to get it repaired, and they didn't act like they even wanted to mess with it anyway. So I reached out to Mark, and I'm like, hey man, I'm dying here. And that's a very important tool, because without that tool, you can see most everything I have is digital. I do have some analog, I guess, needles and pointers and that sort of business, but without the DRO, man, it makes it hard. So.
Okay, a couple of quick things.
Okay.
Number one, Phil likes the smell of the blue stuff.
I do too.
And Charlie Gabaldon says milling dust is man glitter. I think that's cute.
I do too.
Good one, Charlie. Good one.
That is a good one.
Dutchman is here.
Hey, Dutchman. Glad you could make it, buddy.
Glad he came, yes.
We're just getting started. I'm just now laying this thing out, and it'll take me just a little bit to get all the marks where I want them, but hey, that's part of it, right?
Mark Dennison says, yeah, we fixed that mother good.
We did. I just did what Mark told me to do and tried not to shock myself.
Mark did a fantastic job of walking you through
He
that.
absolutely did.
That's like his forte. That's his lane. He's really good at that stuff.
All right, I got the first 2 holes laid out, set up for the second holes, and they're going to be 75 millimeters apart. So, I'm sorry, that's the halfway point between them.
I'm getting some real quick. Don't let me bother you. Marky D asked a question. I'm going to try to answer it.
I don't know if you guys can hear that banging on the door out there. That's one of my dogs leaned up against the door, scratching herself.
Yeah. Marky D had a question, and I wanted to smell it because he said, can you describe what the blue stuff smells like? Phil may disagree with me. I think that it smells like a really strong nail polish.
Strong nail polish?
Uh-huh. That's what I think.
Yeah, it kind of does. Yeah. All right. Next hole. All right, off of that hole, which hole did I go? We're 19. Keep having to, 19.6 millimeters. that right? That don't sound right. Yeah, that is right. And I'm doing this entire part in the metric system. I won't be using, I don't believe I'll be using anything SAE or standard or whatever you want to call it. Because I'm really curious to see how accurate my DRO is versus how accurate I am in laying these measurements out. All right, there's 19.6, and that's off of this hole. So we'll make a tiny mark there. Take the straight edge.
And Gunter is here.
How you doing, Gunter? We're just now laying out this little part to get ready to start machining. Okay, there's that hole. Now the next hole off of that one's 60 millimeters. So we'll stretch that out 60. It depends on how, yeah. Well, I'll tell you, I calibrated it and I was shit-faced when I did it, so. Anyway, it is what it is, right? I was so happy to get that working. Man, I was happy about that. And the problem with the DROs nowadays, my DROs are about, I don't know how, I would say 10 years old anyway. And for you computer guys out there, how good does computer stuff work after 10 years? Yeah, not very well, right? So they don't make parts for it and all of that. So when I called out at California, I was actually surprised that they could fix it, much less. That's probably why they didn't want to. But anyway. All right, 19 millimeters from that hole is going to put us, let's see, right here. And these are, again, these are just reference lines. All right, that gives me that hole. Let's see, 41.5. .5. God, that's touchy. I got a new caliper the other day. I like it. It's a 6-inch caliper versus a 10-inch, and it works really good. But man, it's sensitive. All right, 41.5, 41.5. All right, so freaking air conditioner.
Do I need to do something different for you?
No, I got it. All right, so those are all the holes that we're going to drill. This hole and this hole is not getting counterbored. The rest of them, no, these two will not either. So I'm going to hold off on the slot for now. That one and that one do not get countersunk. Shit, I just rolled all over my hand. Now then, let's see if I made this right. And I did start out with a bigger chunk of brass, but in the interest of time, I went ahead and cut it to the proper width, and I went ahead and did the proper radiuses. Oh, that's something else. The print didn't designate the radius. So, Lamb, what I did, I just took the thickness, I made a radius tool, and then traced that out on that, and that's how I cut the radius. It's just, what is it, 32 mil? Yeah, it's 32 millimeter workpiece. So I made a 32 millimeter disc, and that's what I used to put the radius on. I hope that's okay. If not, let me know before I ship this out. All right, give me just a second. Won't be a minute.
Swanton's having big fun at his cabin. Remember, he's on vacation this week.
I do. I remember him saying that.
That lucky dog.
I'd love to be on vacation.
I'm saying.
Okay. 32.1, I'd say I'm pretty close on that. And I'm measuring it with a freaking caliper, so. I call these my very near measuring tool. A lot of people call them vernier, which is probably the right name, but I call them very near. All right, let me divide that in half. Hey, turn the calculator on. All right. Equals 16. All right.
Phil says the control plate doesn't recess on a telly, right?
I don't know, Lamb. That's a question for you, Bubba. I don't think it does, but I've only seen the guitar I'm building this for on the YouTube, so I don't know if it's recessed. I truly don't know. All right, we'll make us a couple of marks. There and there. Let's straight edge it.
It means the height of the scratch plate, 3-ply plastic. Lanny is saying about it.
Oh, okay. All right. There we have it. Those are the initial layout marks. Now, I know there's a slot that goes right here. I understand that. And I've actually got that drawn out on the other piece here, on the other print. So, I'll do the slot. I want to get the holes cut and countersunk, and then take a look at it, check everything out, because I don't want too many operations going at once. I'd like to do the drilling operations and then come back and do the milling operation. So that's what we'll do. So I'm going to leave you right here for a second. I'm going to go set this part up in the milling machine, and I'll come get the camera and drag you guys over here. Give me just a second. Actually, I think I'm going to use this other camera mount. I'm going to switch you guys over to a tripod. Let's see if that does better for what we're doing. Okay. I wonder if I can zoom in with this thing. Way too much, way too much, way too much. All right. There we go. You guys see that okay? Yeah, it looks pretty good on my monitor.
And can I read something real quick before
Yes.
we get started that Dutchman says?
Yes.
Dutchman has a lot of experience, and do you remember that he used to do a lot of machining before?
I do.
He says, Captain, you would love having a toolmaker's microscope that has DRO, X and Y, micrometer heads to measure your work for small stuff.
Yes, that would be badass.
Yeah.
I'd love to have that. I'm not sponsored either, so if anybody out there wants to sponsor me, I'm just throwing that out there.
You wouldn't turn it down,
I
would
wouldn't.
you?
Hell no, I wouldn't. All right. Let's see. Give me untangle wire. Oh, somebody asked me the other day what that humming noise in the background was, and what that is that jewel right there. Okay, let me turn you guys back around and I'll explain what that is. Anybody dizzy yet?
Yeah, we may have to have some motion sick medication.
Okay, here in the United States, primarily at residence, we only have single phase electricity. And what that means is there's 220 volts going to a house. So you have 110 for 220. It's actually more like 115 and 240, I don't know. But anyway, there's only 2 legs of 220 power. My machines take 3 legs of 220 power, like you guys have over in the UK, okay? So with three phase, that means there's 220, 220, and 220. Well, I've got my machine hooked up to the residential 220 power. That's all good, fine, and dandy. But I don't have that third leg of power. What that little machine that I just showed you does, it provides that third leg of power for my machines to run. So it's called a phase converter. You can look them up. It's American Rotary. That's the company I went with. They're outstanding. It works great.
Charlie has a quick question before you start
Yeah.
cutting, because I don't want to interrupt you when you're doing that.
Go ahead. What's up, Charlie?
He says, couldn't you cut the slot with a table saw, just raise it like a little bit at a time, is what he's asking.
And the answer is yes, I could have. The reason I chose not to do that is because I would have had to cut it upside down. And I actually almost did that with my slitting saw. But I chose not to do that because the saw blade is round and I don't have one small enough to penetrate the entire part. So no matter how perfect it would have been, I would have had to take a file and cut away the round part that didn't get cut. That's the only reason that I chose not to do that. But yes, I could have done that. If it had been longer slot or I had a smaller tool, that's probably what I would have done. All right, let's find some edges. All right, the first edge I'll find is the back side, and then come to the front side. All right, there's the dead nut edge on that one. We'll go to this side. Now that we've got the edge, the back side. Now that I've got the edges, that helps me to find the center of the workpiece, which is what I'm going to do now. And I'm going to explain something. I think Carl was kind of confused the way I find edges, and I know it drives some people crazy. This is 200 thousandths, so what I do is I butt up to the corner, and once it kicks off to the side, that tells me, okay, that's my measurement. I add 100 thousandths to put me on this edge. Well, I do the same thing over here, and the only reason I do that is to have one number to divide, and that's the way I was taught. That's just the way I do it. So if I'm driving you guys crazy doing that, it'll just have to be okay. I don't know what to tell you.
Okay. Well, everybody has their own method, I guess. You
Right.
know? Carl, I'm sure Carl's is just as accurate. He just may do it differently, right? I mean.
Right. And this right now, I told you guys I was going to do all metric stuff, but I am doing my DRO setup in standard for me. 272 equals 1.272 divided by 2 equals that's 636,000. Okay, so what I'll do is back this off to 632. And I'll hit 0. That should put me in the center. Yep, that looks like the center. And I'll go to this edge. back over to millimeters now. Okay, so I found that edge right there. All right, let's see what this works out to be. I'll say that was. Huh, okay, that worked out pretty good. It ended up dead nuts where it was supposed to.
That's always a good sign.
A good start.
Yeah.
All right.
And Joe, thank you for the reminder. He's reminding everybody, y'all please, if you do like it, please hit the like button for
Thanks, Joe.
Jackson.
I appreciate it, buddy.
Yeah, thank you for saying that, Joe.
All right, so we got the first hole marked. Just to check myself. I have been known to drill a hole the wrong size. Yep, 4 millimeter. Luckily, we're not tapping any of these, so I don't worry about breaking a damn tap off.
Did you tell everybody about your tap problem the other day? Have you mentioned that?
Which one? The one I broke?
The ones that just came in the mail a few days ago.
Oh,
when you
no,
started playing with
that was
this.
some end mills.
Oh, that was
Yeah, I told them earlier. There's one hole. All right, this is going to be a bit tricky. Okay, Lamb, how deep do you want this countersink to go? Do you want the head of the screw flush, or do you want it countersunk? Let me know. Let's put it full speed. Did Lamb comment on that?
He said head flush.
Head flush.
I was waiting. I didn't want to. Sweetheart, do you see what's on the screen right now? I don't know if they can see that or not. Do we need to clear that off? It's not showing on my phone. It's just showing on your big screen over there on the wall. So
All right, hang on, guys.
maybe they can't see it.
There we go.
Okay.
I don't know if y'all get Amber alerts, but I think that's what that was. Yeah,
it was. Amber Alert, yeah. somebody's missing, obviously. We're looking for someone.
All right. Lamby, I got two types of screws. One of them's flat and one of them's round on top. Which one? Let me know which ones you're going to use, because that determines how deep I bore this. You did say flush, right?
Head flush,
Head
yes.
flush, okay.
I know that part's right now. I haven't heard anything about a measurement yet or anything like that. Which ones? Round top.
Round top, okay.
Round top. Thank you, lady.
That looks good. Let me see what I can remember this. I'll write it down. 3050. $30.50 on the counter. All right, next up.
Okay, while you're setting up,
Yep.
just want to shout it back out to him because he's got to go. Joe Clark, thank you for coming, baby. We hope to see you soon, and y'all have an amazing birthday celebration coming up. That's going to be so much fun.
See you, Joe. Thanks for coming. Okay, what is the next one? So we went from that hole to the next hole. It's going to be 19.6 millimeters. Okay, so let's see. 19.6. .6 on the money. Zero that out. Where's the drill? Let me see. Put my little countersinking tool or my starter drill in. Pretty damn close. So it is off just a touch. But again, we were using calipers, not the DRO. And I know this DRO is accurate. We're going to go with that. Alright, this hole is a 10 millimeter hole. I'm pretty sure. No, it's an 8 millimeter hole. 8 millimeter hole.
8 millimeter, okay?
And yes, I measured this bit to make sure it was 8 millimeters. I say I did. Hang on, let me measure this bit. Yes, 8 millimeter bit. On to the next hole.
And woohoo, while you're not cutting, Steve got his package.
Oh, he did?
Yes, but he's waiting till his birthday, so he's going to be patient.
Okay,
But yes.
fantastic. All right.
And Charlie says, is Lamb's switch plate an angled switch or straight? I don't know if that's for you or Lamb.
I would say it's straight, but
Okay.
Lammy, you can correct me if I'm wrong
I
on
didn't
that.
know who that question was for. Dutchman says measure once and, no wait, Measure once, cut twice. Measure twice, cut once. Yeah,
That's right.
yeah.
All right, 60 millimeters to the next hole.
And Laney says
Exact.
keeping it traditional layout. That straight.
And I'm not drilling all the way through. There's no need to on this. And brass is real grabby, and with those little bitty centering drills, it has a tendency to break the bit off. So I just make a knot, a hole just enough for the center of the bit to find itself. Those two holes. All right, get rid of this drill bit. We don't need it anymore.
Well, you're kicking along.
Yeah.
By the way, because Charlie plays so much guitar as well, and I think he has a huge collection the way that Lanny does, he might get some kind of idea of something he wants on this too.
Charlie, if you come up with something, let me know.
Charlie, get your brain going. If you want something, Captain will do it for you.
All right, well, all right, that measurement's 19 millimeters. All right, we got 19 millimeters.
Hi, William Pacadecci.
Hey, Bill. Back to the 4 millimeter. I'm going to double check that, 'cause I'm pretty sure that's what it is.
Lanny says, Captain, would you be so kind as to stick a signature mark on the other side, please, with the hearts?
Signature mark.
Yep. I guess he wants you to sign the back of it.
Okay. I'll do something. Yeah. Yeah, because I'm not going to finish this tonight, fellas. Or, I'm sorry, friends.
Guys and gals,
Yeah, guys.
they know.
I'm going to finish the machine work tonight, but it's got to go through a whole nother, it'd be a whole nother video of polishing it and cleaning it all up. So I'm just doing the machine work on it tonight, and I'll clean the blue off of it so you guys can see what we're working with. All right, next move, 41.5. Well, I hope this print's right, Lammy. Well, I'm going exactly by the print in the DRO. 41.5.
Well, if not, there'll be a meltdown at the end of this, so everybody stay tuned.
Yeah, don't send the captain anything to machine if it don't fit.
Yeah,
Well, I'm not going to know if it fits until he gets it.
that's right.
And another thing I thought of too, Lam, when you screw this thing on, there's no guarantees that our holes off of this blueprint are going to match the ones that are on your guitar. I don't know what we'll do then. I don't know. But anyway.
Well, let's just pray it all works out perfect.
All right, this is the second mount hole. And I can tell these measurements, although correct, I'm seeing the error in the caliper because I'm probably I'm probably a millimeter off that line now. So yeah, there is some error in the calipers, so don't trust them when you're doing that precision work.
Landy says he can easily plug the existing holes and make new ones. It will all be under the plate anyway.
Oh, okay. All right.
Okay.
It was just a concern. I was hoping that. All right, this last hole. All right, give me a minute. I got to think about this last hole because they didn't give me a measurement.
Okay.
What was the first? 6. This is the hole that I'm worried about, Lamb. But like you said, if you can make it work, I'm doing the print. But anyway, here we go. What?
He just said 4 millimeters, yes. Just stop and make sure. Now you get with Landy on this. He said 4 millimeter, yes.
Yes,
Question
4
mark.
millimeters.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. He's just helping you out there.
And what's weird, the 4 millimeter, on the 4 millimeter, I started off here 4 millimeters from this edge. And some of these holes didn't line up with the marks I made, but when I got to here and measured 4 millimeters, it's dead on. That's weird. By the way, there's no telling what the margin of error is in this print. You know, in these parts that they make for a guitar. I'm sure it's plus or minus probably a millimeter anyway.
Charlie says if it doesn't fit, buy a guitar to match the plate.
Yeah.
I know Landy's not going to do that. That guitar is very special to him, I know.
Let's see. All right. Let's go back to slow start. There you go. Mega like that. All right, I'm gonna take it out. We're gonna take it back over the workbench and we'll deburr these holes we've already done. I'm gonna lay out for the notch, and because we've already got it centered, I won't have to redo the centering on here. But anyway. All right, I got you guys zeroed back in, or zoomed back out, whatever. Well, while I'm doing this, anybody been doing anything cool? Fun stuff? Anybody? No?
Charlie Gabaldon says, I heard Chuck Norris say, if Captain can't make it, you don't need it.
That's awesome. Hey, I'm going to get me a t-shirt printed up, something like that, Charlie. I thought about that, and I've got a friend that does the t-shirt printing, so I think it'll be cool. I'm just using some lacquer thinner to get all that off. Alrighty.
Oh, I think Swanton's got to go. I think he's going to the pub or something.
Okay. All right. Later, Swanton.
Swanton, if you're leaving, bye, Steve. We love you. We'll see you soon.
Okay. So first things first. This piece, this slot is 28 millimeters long. So here's what we got to do. We got to find the center point here, and then we'll go out half of 28 millimeters. Let me get my calculator. Let's find the center. All right, that was 41 millimeters, and that's what I've got in here. So, 41.5, so 41.5 divided by 2. 41.5 divided by 2. All right, 20.7. I'm gonna set up 20.7. Okay, 20.7 here. I'm gonna make a mark. I'll come over here just to check it. All right, that is dead center right there between those two holes. Put a little marking dial on it just so I can see when I draw this line. Yeah, that stuff does smell weird. Very painty smelling.
It is.
Yeah.
Lee S. says he loves the accuracy.
Thank you. Of me or the machine?
Yeah.
Alright, so I'm just deburring these holes. And Lamb, when I polish this, that'll, where the holes are at, a lot of that'll be a lot smoother.
Okay, and let me tell you something while you're talking to him. He says, can you drill center and then mill out to each side?
Yes, I can. But here's the problem if I do that. If I start in the center and go each side, I don't have a stopping point. And you'll understand that here in just a minute. What I like to do is drill the pilot here and here at the end of the run so that I can sink the bit down 10 thousandths, come to this hole, sink it 10, and go back and forth. If I do it any other way, only time I'm going to be able to drop it down is when I go back to center. It just makes it a little easier doing it the way that I was telling you guys I'm doing it. That's all it is.
Hey, Rita H.
Rita H.
Rita H.
All right, remark center. Now then, 28 is 14 millimeter. So we want 14 millimeters on each side. Okay, so that gave me 14 millimeters. Hey Lamb, would you look right quick on your plate and see if there is like a little bit of clearance on the switch when you throw the switch all the way to one side or the other? It's not hitting the plate, right? Because I don't want this to hit the plate.
He says, yeah, there's a fair bit of clearance.
Okay, I just wanted to make sure.
Okay.
All right, so far so good. Okay.
Marky D's headed to the pub.
Here's the pub.
He's gonna play his keyboard there at the pub tonight. I'm jealous, by the way.
Oh, that's cool. So they get to see Mark, but we don't.
Yeah, it's kind of crap, isn't
Throwing
it?
that out there.
Yeah, I'm just gonna call BS on that one.
back to the meat.
Bell admin, hey there, Bell. Nice to see you, buddy.
I'm not sure if you guys are going to be able to see that when I start milling, because of the way this, actually if I turn this around you may.
Is there anything I can do?
No, it's the little camera holder thing he's giving me shit. Let me try this. That might actually work. Alright, I'm going to try that angle right there because any other angle it just ain't working right. But anyway, we'll try that.
Lady says that looks good.
Zero the DRO on that. All right.
Charlie's messing with you now.
What do you say?
He said, well, you know Charlie, he's a cut up anyway. He's so funny. He says, oh, you made it upside down. Ha ha ha.
Yeah. Actually, at this point, it could go on either way. I just had to chamfer the mounting holes. All right, hole one. What did I say that was? 28 millimeters. All right, let's check the measurement. $28 millimeters. Booyah, right in the right place. Okay. Actually, I'm going to give just a touch of clearance on that. He said there was a fair amount of clearance.
Yes, he did. He sure did.
I'll tell you what, when you get to messing with these small drill bits with this chuck, I really need a smaller chuck. But we make do with what we got, right?
Bye, Bill. William Pagaducci's got to leave.
All right, good to see you, Bill. Glad you came by.
He just got back from his Florida trip, so he's got stuff to do.
Oh, that's right. I forgot about that. All right. Can you guys see this drill bit? Give you an idea how small it is. That's how small that drill there, that end mill is. So I got to be very, 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 very careful with this thing.
We'll all hold our breath when you tell us to.
I know, right? And that's as fast as my machine will go. First cut. Well, now'd be a good time if you want something to drink, to go get something to drink. This is going to take a little while.
Oh, it does?
What time, how far are we into it?
The time now is 3:38.
Okay. I don't know if you guys can see this, but this is what I was talking about. I can drop it down every time. Okay, gang, we made it. God, that was painful.
I didn't want to say a word because I was telling everybody you had that serious face on. You only get when you're like really concentrating on something. I hadn't seen that in a while actually. While you're taking a breath, Gunter asked earlier, and I didn't want to interrupt. Is there a mechanical stop at the ends, or are you having to stop it just by your eye? Like, and then Lambys said probably the DRO handled that. So
Yeah. So
you talk about that, please.
all right, let me get you guys zoom back out. All right, who asked that?
Gunter asked, and then Lammy said it may be the DRO controlling it. And
Okay.
I wasn't exactly sure what to say on it.
So you find the DRO. Where the hell is it? There it is. Okay. So this is the milling machine on the DRO. And what I was looking at, this number here, okay, I was going to 2888 millimeters, okay? 28.8 millimeters, and I would stop it there, plunge in the depth a little bit more, and that's the Z, the bottom number. And like I said, I can only go right at 10 thousandths, and if y'all kept up with the amount of cuts, do the math on that for 125 thousandths piece of material, okay? So anyway, that's how I used it to know where to start and stop. Clear as mud?
Clear as mud. Rita is complimenting your shop here. I don't think she's ever actually seen it before.
I don't think so. I don't think so. Where'd the rag at?
Is this table talk time?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm just gonna clean this part up.
I'm gonna go ahead and start moving my my little stool over there beside you. I won't get right next to you so you can work. We've kept them a little longer than
Yeah.
normal, so I appreciate everybody staying.
All right. So what we have thus far.
I need my little cheat sheet.
Okay. Take a look at that. Take a gander at that, Lammy. What are you thinking, buddy? I can get a little closer.
Yeah, I probably want to get as close as you can. I know he probably struggles to see.
So far, that's what we're up to right there. I've got a little deep burn to do, and like I said, I'm not going to polish it on here. God, that'd be a whole another hour and a half show. But I've got some deburr, and you can see a little burr inside there I need to take care of, and I need to deburr these, but not chamfer. The slot turned out fantastic. How does that look? You like that, buddy?
He says to my eyeball, that looks very good.
Good, 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 good.
And Phil, thank you. You're getting bragged on there, baby.
All right, why is it not showing up on my?
You're talking about the chat on the big screen?
Yeah.
Well, I think you may have to get rid of that. Do you see that thing there?
Yeah.
But honestly, I love this new big screen you put in, but I'm going to tell you, the chat doesn't stay up very long. Have you noticed that?
Yeah, I know that.
I have to read more out loud to you because for some reason, this TV is much bigger than what we had out here when we first started doing this. But the little TV held the chat so much longer.
I must have hit the chat button and turned it off on my monitor. I couldn't see it. But at any rate, there we have it. Is the trainer here?
Well, yes, you've been here the whole time.
I'm sorry, I got busy and didn't
I think
acknowledge
you
it.
actually said hi to her at the very beginning, but then
Okay.
look at you, bless your heart. You really were concentrating. Can they even see it? He's got, he's dripping. He's dripping.
I'm sweating like crazy. I even got the air conditioner on.
Hi, everybody. I have never gotten to say hi to Rita, I don't think, before. Hi, Rita. It's good to see you.
Ooh, let's turn this bad boy down a little bit.
I'm actually sweating in here, and I know you are from all that concentration. Oh, that air feels good.
Whew. Okay, but anyway, Lammy, I'll finish this off camera, and You know, I've got some sanding and polishing to do, but man, I think it turned out okay. I think it looks pretty good. And I'll put something on the back here for you. I know you asked me to do that.
He wanted a like a signature of some kind.
Okay.
I don't know if he means like a just signing or if he's talking like etching. Let him decide. It's his piece. So.
Yeah, I'll see what I can come up with on there. But yeah, it's got a lot of birds on it. But it's gonna be a real nice piece. And
when it gets polished, for sure. Oh yeah, hold those up together, please. I can't wait to see those together.
So, just to give you an idea of what we're looking at.
Oh, I like that.
That's how that's gonna look.
I like that a lot. That looks sex butter worthy to me.
I think that's gonna look pretty cool.
Yeah.
Awesome. Okay, guys.
Oh wait, Phil wants to know how thick it is. He says, how thick is that?
Right now, it's an 1/8 of an inch thick. I just used that 1/8 stock, and here's the thing: whenever I sand this down for polishing, it's going to round all these corners off. That's why I sand it on this pad that I've got here, so that as I sand, the part kind of wobbles and moves around. It really does a nice job deburring the edges all the way around. Ultimately, it's still going to be about 25 thousandths, 120 thousandths. I will lose a little bit through the polishing process, but it's negligible. One thing I am kind of concerned with, Lamb, I'm assuming the switch goes through here, and then this goes on that, or is this just a cover? Anyway. Yeah, I think it's going to look pretty good. I think it is going to look pretty good when you get it on there. I'm hoping you don't have to modify it any. I hope it works right out of the box. The knobs sit on top. Okay, I think you should have plenty. Yeah, there should be plenty for the jam nut or the little screw. Can't think right now. To grab onto. So that should work just fine. If not, we'll start over. But,
okay, Gunter. Do you see Gunter right
yeah.
here? Oh, well, I can read it out loud. It's no big deal. It said, he said, can you round the top edges a little bit? What do you think, Lamb?
Yeah, that's gonna happen anyway. Whenever, I mean, I could intentionally leave it square, but number one, I don't think that would look good. But yeah, whenever I sand on it, this piece is not going to sit flat because I'll sand on a little rubber mat that allows the piece to kind of wallow around, and that really cleans up the outer edge.
It's beautiful. I know you have to polish it, but Carl H. said a minute ago, he was talking about the gold. Hang on. Love the gold glitter, and then he said jeweler's window stuff. Yep. It's pretty to look at, isn't it?
It will be once I get it polished and all that. You can see there's a big difference between polished and just raw brass. I mean, it really stands out a lot. Even this raw brass is kind of shiny, but it's nothing like this piece.
And Carl is saying lacquered or just polished? That's a good question. Have y'all discussed that?
I'm going to let Lamb handle that.
That's
because
Lamb
I don't know what he's going to want to do. I don't know. What are you going to do with it, Lammy? Are you going to lacquer or polish it? Fine, but does it need a bevel? Okay, rounding from the, okay. All right, I'll keep that in mind. I'll just polish it, and whatever edge it puts on it, we'll go with that. It'll still be a square edge. It'll just be a softer edge. So that'll work out good.
What, just like slightly rounded?
More of a buffed edge, if you will.
Yep. Yeah. Yep. I've seen you do that. Oh, Batman's here.
Hey, Batman. We built a part tonight. This was this is part 2 of Lambys guitar build that we're working on.
Yeah.
And if you haven't seen it, here's one of the knobs that I built. And
you do so good. You do so good, baby. You're doing a great job.
It goes together like this. That'll sit on top of that.
See it all together. Yes, it's gonna look sexy. Sexy.
All right, let me wrap it up.
We got a few things, I think.
I don't know who all's still here. So
Mark Hodgin is here.
Hey, Mark.
Because we're going over time. I bet you just got in from work. We're glad to see you.
All right. So I said happy birthday to Jimmy. Jimmy, I hope you get to feeling better.
Yeah, we hope he's doing. He said I couldn't tell you were busy. He said on the stream
Right.
that he is feeling better. So Jimmy,
Good.
we're very glad for that.
Awesome. Carl H., the chess pieces are fantastic.
Wow.
That was awesome. I really like seeing that.
Impressive.
But you did a fantastic job on that. So
Talk about gold glitter. That was
good on you there. You pushed the boat
yeah,
out.
Absolutely.
All right,
told
Mark,
Mark
I
about
covered
his
your little
pizza
desk here. You're going
yes.
drinking anyway. So.
And we're going to continue to pray for Bob and Miss Lynn. They went through some medical stuff. I think she's doing better. But Bob, if you're still here, we're still praying for you. We love y'all. I'm glad it looks like things are working out.
I want to give a shout out to Mama and Papa D.
Yeah, in case they watch.
In case you guys are watching. I don't know if they watch all the time, but if you are watching, I wanted to say hi to you guys and just hello from over here.
And thank you, Katrina. She's thanking.
Speaking of Katrina.
Katrina enjoys watching. She's already said it's gratifying. She likes to watch like the live work. She likes that.
So speaking of Katrina, we need more videos. There we go. Phone turned off. I really wish Papa D would go back to playing. We watched his videos the other day, and I thought he did fantastic.
They both did amazing, actually.
No pressure, but if you ever do get back on, we'll watch you.
A little pressure.
Yeah.
Just a little.
Batman, I love Pink Floyd. I want to get that out of the way.
Yeah.
So
we're not saying nothing bad about that.
Yeah.
I got so tickled with Batman. I thought he was going to have a meltdown. Sugar, did you finally survive it?
Yeah.
He just made my day. I got to laugh at him so much.
Yeah. And Joe Clark's gone, but
He's gone.
we did wish him a happy birthday.
Yeah, it's this weekend,
the
he
16th,
said.
I believe it is.
Oh, Bob's here. Hi, Bob.
Hey, Bob.
We love you, hon.
But anyway, yeah, Bob, I hope Miss Lynn gets to feeling better, buddy. I hate it that
I think she's doing better than she was. I think it's good from what he told me anyway.
Captain says thank you. But anyway, guys, that's going to wrap it up for me this week. Lamb, I'll probably send this off next Monday. It'll give me the weekend to get this polished, and I want it to look good, and I'll box it all up, and I'll send your this stuff for you, and I'll send Mark's pizza cutter update out to him, and we'll just figure out what we do next week. I will stream Wednesday. I don't know what I'm going to build yet. I guess we'll figure that out as we go. But at any rate, the next Thursday is going to be my eye surgery, and it's undetermined whether or not I will be on the following Wednesday. I don't know yet. So.
But next Wednesday though is locked in. Yes, you can do it then. Okay.
Yes.
And we have to think about are you building Lammy anything else for the sex better guitar?
No, he hasn't said anything.
Is he done with what he wants or?
Video for the fitting, etc.
Oh,
Okay, that'd be awesome.
Okay,
yeah, I'd like
cool.
to see it. I'd like to see you put it on there. If you have to modify it or anything, I really hope this blueprint's right. We followed it to the T, and but you know what? Things the way they're made in factories, they just throw them together.
Yeah.
So anyway.
Rita is saying best wishes on the eye surgery. Thank you, Miss Rita.
Miss Rita.
We appreciate that. We do.
I think it'll be all right. It's just my eyelids. They give me some good drugs, and they just clip a little bit out and pull them together. And I don't know if you guys can tell, but you can see my eyelids droop beyond my pupil, and sometimes I have to look up to see under them. And it causes a lot of dry eye problems, and it's getting to the point now when I'm flying, I have to look up and look around, and of course my flight mechanic thinks I'm having a stroke half the time, but anyway, it's because I'm having a hard time seeing, so we're going to get that fixed and move on from there.
And Jimmy Riddle says thanks, Jimmy.
Thank you, Jimmy.
It's feeling better. Carl is also wishing you luck on the eye thing. He just got through having his own deal a few weeks ago, and he did great.
Well, I hope mine turns out
as
good
Carl.
as Carl's did. Yeah. But anyway, guys.
All right.
I'm going to leave the camera up for just a minute. I got a few things to pick up, and then I'll say a goodbye to everybody that's on here.
Yeah.
Bob, the Lamb, Charlie, Katrina, Carl,
Liz,
Phil,
left.
Dutchman,
Rita, Mark Hodgin. We got to see just a little bit of him.
Yep.
You know how you said about Kevin Godding that he has to watch replay because of his work schedule? I think Mark Hodgin has the exact same. I think he can just get a little bitty bit sometimes, but he does watch replays. Terry just popped in. Terry, we just finished.
Glad you made it, Terry.
Can you turn
Batman.
that back on? Or there we go. Okay. You could try a couple of Lee says you could try a couple of matchsticks.
Yeah.
But yes, we're glad Terry came. Thank
right,
you guys.
guys,
We're
thank
going to
you.
leave it open if y'all want to visit for a minute. We got a little picking up to do before we go back in the house. So y'all just visit, and thank you for being here. We love every one of you guys.
Thanks, guys.
Okay. Charlie Gabaldon kills me. He is so witty, and where his jokes come from, I don't know. He says it's National Trophy Husband Day, and all he got was a card.
Charlie's crazy.
He's crazy in a good way, though. I love Charlie. Yes, and good night to everybody. Okay, I'm taking this inside because you got to ship this out to Murky D, yes? Let me get my bag. My little tote bag. Put this inside, you say?
Yeah.
Okay. Alright, this goes. And Marky's little disc goes. Oh, that air feels so good, sweetheart. I got hot there at the last. Does any of these drawings? Okay, okay. And this? I'll take that too. Okay, that's fine.
Stuff laying out here. It gets
Okay,
confusing.
that's no problem.
I gotta
Just
figure.
you can fill out these bags with whatever you want.
Need that. All right, that's it.
Is that all we got? Oh, let me turn this air on while you're saying bye to everybody. Off, I need.
All right, guys, I'm out of here. Yep, Carl, I'll see you on Friday at Mark's stream, and let's all remember, you know, we got Jimmy's stream on Tuesday. Charlie's on Tuesday morning. They doing a video. Kevin Godding, I liked your work you did. Everybody go check out the picture of the dog that he drew. He did a fantastic job on a German Shepherd.
Thank you, Batman.
Who am I forgetting? I know.
I don't know, but
Mark
I
Dennison.
actually wanted to tell Jimmy something I straight up forgot. Jimmy, I got busy with real estate stuff yesterday. I'm so sorry I couldn't watch live. You know I normally don't miss, but I'm definitely going to get the rewatch, and I've already popped in and gave a like. So, and
All right,
Mayhem.
guys. Mayhem, we'll see you, buddy.
We love you guys.
Katrina, have a good one. We'll see you guys on Friday.
Yep,
For
definitely.
now, that's it, folks.
Okay. All right. I got my stuff.